Going out to eat always takes the stress away of having to cook, but some of your favorite entrees might make it harder to stay healthy, especially if you're watching your salt intake. The Ohio House of Agriculture unanimously approved an amendment to House Bill 364 last week, which would add sodium warnings to menu labels at chain restaurants. The American Heart Association is a strong proponent of this bill, and the American Heart Association's Government Relations Director, Justin Hofflinger, is here now to tell us more about why. So, Dustin, thank you for taking the time.
Yes, of course. Thanks for having me.
Restaurants, they would have to list any item that has more than 1,150 milligrams of sodium. So explain for, many of us who don't know, is that an extreme amount of sodium per meal?
Yeah, that's actually extremely high. And hi, good afternoon, everybody. But that's actually extremely high. It represents half of your maximum daily recommended level just in one sitting. So you still have two other meals that day that you have to be concerned with, and potentially any snacks or sodas and drinks of other kinds as well.
And what's the average amount of sodium that you're really recommended to have per day? Even break it down per meal if you could.
Yeah, so from the American Heart Association's perspective, we recommend that the maximum healthy limit be 2,300 milligrams per day, with the average American unfortunately consuming about 3,400 milligrams. So we really have to split that up and kind of go in thirds. Your dinners are most likely going to have more sodium than your breakfasts, at least we hope so. You really don't want to start out your day with a lot of sodium, increase your bloating throughout the day, probably just really a really bad feeling all around from your afternoon on if you eat excess sodium in the morning or even in the early afternoon.
Now, the CDC reports about 90% of people consume too much sodium usually. So how much is too much, and how does that affect our health, would you say? Would it hurt your heart, your whole body?
Yeah, so it's actually a combination of quite a few things. So as most people can probably imagine, and we've heard this before, is it increases your blood pressure, dramatically increases your blood pressure. With excess sodium also having other negative domino-like effects on our bodies, as you mentioned, especially in the kidneys and in the bones. Kidney stones and chronic kidney disease can come from excess sodium on a regular basis. You could also see calcium loss leading to a potential for osteoporosis, as well as just the uncomfortable feeling of feeling bloated throughout the day. So we really recommend people stay below or at that 2,300 milligrams per day, as always, if possible.
You think this bill will help Ohioans with their health?
I do. I think so. I think that, this is not a bill that is looking to take anything away from restaurants. It's simply just adding a little icon next to items that exceed that level, and only in chain restaurants defined as 20 locations or more across the nation, and just providing people the information they need to be able to eat healthy and make that. Obviously we have kind of the back thoughts in our head, or really we kind of hope that restaurants will reformulate maybe their formulas or their menus options, the recipes for people, depending on kind of how these items are purchased once this icon is listed there. But really, it's just to provide information for people that have to keep an eye on their sodium or looking at other health implications and need to know what they're putting into their body.
Yeah, and I'm sure a lot of folks are curious because when they started posting the calories, that got our attention. So this could be an eye-opener. You might pick something else on the menu next time, but it's always good to have variety.
Yeah, exactly. And moderation, of course. And we just want to make sure that people, we're not saying cut salt out of your entire diet. We're just saying manage it and ensure that you have the information needed to maybe choose that lower sodium meal. We actually give the restaurants 2 years to comply with this law. And I love this provision. We added a provision in there where 6 years after the bill is enacted, we go back and we have asked the Department of Health to look into this and kind of see what sort of effects has hypertension gone down across the state of Ohio. Have our incidences of stroke gone down, or heart disease slightly? So we want to see what the effect of this legislation has on all Ohioans.
All right, thank you for giving us a flavor of what's happening in Columbus right now. We'll watch this bill as it goes through the process. Thank you for joining us.
Excellent. Thank you.